Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Good. Morning. No, it's lunchtime now. Well, you're privileged. Privileged people. The mic's popping as well. So, my name's Damage. This is Fortnite. Continuing with the fishing, with the final fish today. I've only got one more to catch, and that's the list done for the now. Which I'm not really that sad about, but I've got all the NPCs to find, locate, battle, because I'm sure some of them are shooty. So yeah, that'll be something to do. Please leave a like, hit that notification bell, subscribe if you don't already. Yeah, really appreciate everything you guys do to make this channel possible. It really helps. So we'll get started in a minute. I'm just getting some incense on the go. Oh yeah, it's over there. So yeah, it's not my usual morning stream. I've been up since about 7 o'clock. Don't really know why. Had my breakfast. Went for a steady 4 miles around the block. And yeah, literally just come in, got a jar of water in front of me, and I'm gonna do some fishing. Catch this one fish. I think I still need to have it on night. So yeah, I go for my walks. I try to do it every day when the weather's nice, because it gives me a bit of physical fitness, gets my mind clear. I didn't wear earphones today, so I just had my mind free to think about whatever I wanted to think about, which is nice. And not necessarily what I've noticed when I went for a walk today, because everybody around here just lets their dogs shit everywhere, just empties their dogs with no actual sort of, oh yeah, I'm a civilized human being, we've come so far, I'm gonna pick up after my dog, or not pick up after my dog because I'm a scumbag. And there was a dog mess on my way round that I saw, and it was in the shape of a cock and balls, and that I won't say it caught my eye, because that's not what I suppose it did catch my eye, because did the dog do it randomly? Is that how the dog just left it? Or did the human sort of tow it about to get it into the shape of there it is, into the shape of the cock and balls? Yeah, where's this fucking fishing shop? Oh, You'd think the amount of times I've been around this map, you'd think I'd remember where the fucking fishing shop is. What else? Yeah, so if a human, I don't want to think about what type of human would tow some dog mess around into the shape of a cock and balls, because they would have to be the most retarded motherfuckers ever. I mean, not let alone just having your dog shit anywhere and not picking it up after yourself, but actually moving the mess around to make a lewd thing. I can't fathom the mind that would find that funny. I don't think this guy, because it's not going to be a girl, is it? It's not going to be a woman who did this. I don't think this guy, has a female partner or a male partner. Oh, fucking harpoon gun. Because if you were out walking your dog with your girlfriend or your wife or your boyfriend or your husband, you wouldn't stop to interfere with some poo and then show, oh look darling, look what I've made. What would your husband or your wife say? Your girlfriend would fucking leave you if you did that. If you were in a relationship with a man, a boyfriend, and you were equally both as stunted emotionally and stunted socially, you'd probably find that funny. You'd, oh, look at that bro, who did this? Yeah. Come on, where are these blue fucking fishing rods? I've got nothing to kill that guard with either. Right, let's see. Coastal areas, right. I'll head towards a coastal area because there'll be fishing rods. No. Fuck off. Yeah. So that was the first thing I noticed. And I thought I'd tell you about my day. What was the second one I thought you guys might... Who's fighting? Who's over there? Is she coming? Is that woman coming to get me? She's still not happy. I can see the little red. Oh. No. What was I saying? I went to the supermarket, and in England, you have... You're supposed to wear masks, which you can understand. if you don't wear masks, you are supposed to have this lanyard. If people don't know what a lanyard is, or you don't have them in your country, it's just a piece of width, about an inch in width, and it's for a security badge or an ID badge. It's the rope around the neck that you get with a lanyard, a security card or a badge. You might have them at college, you might have them at university, you might have them at your work, whatever. We have a special lanyard in England which has got a cartoon flower on it, and you if you don't want to wear a mask and you've been to your doctors saying I'm a proper scumbag, I've been smoking X amount of whatever a day, I've got all these illnesses because of my smoking, but I don't want to wear a mask, there we are. The doctor will give you a lanyard to say, oh, this person's got a secret illness and they don't have to wear a mask, which is fine. All the people that I've seen who wear these lanyards, they're the type of people who come from New Haven. If you don't know what a New Haven is, if you're not from here, New Haven is like Mos Eisley of Star Wars, but not so sandy, because they have stones on their beach. I'll cut down these trees. And so my point, I went to the supermarket, saw a guy with a lanyard that allowed him not to wear a mask, and so people don't persecute him, and yet he was wearing a mask. If you've got a secret illness that allows you not to wear a mask, why would you have a mask? It's like if you needed crutches and you use crutches every day, but you don't wear them when you go shopping. It fucking baffles me why you've gone to the effort, lying to your doctor or gone on eBay and got yourself a lanyard. Why? Oh, fuck's sake, I can't. Why you'd go to the effort? No. God damn it. Right. Back on. Right. So, yes, why you would go to the effort to get yourself a lanyard if only the one time you need to wear your mask, when your lanyard would be applicable, you don't fucking use your special secret scumbag powers. It concerns me. It concerns me that that person shouldn't be allowed out in public, or that person shouldn't be allowed out without assistance. And this person, as far as I'm aware, didn't have a minder, a helper, an assistant, a companion, whatever shit word you want to come up with to say, oh yeah, he was without his keeper. So, yeah, that's... I'm generalising, but that's what I do when I talk. Because I make assumptions and I say things when I'm clearly not a black woman or a transvestite or whatever, I say things, and I generally don't have any right to, because I'm not a black woman, or I don't use a wheelchair, or I'm not proper gay. And when I say proper gay, it's not an insult. It's not like using, oh yeah, that's so gay. I'm bisexual, so I'm half gay. That's, isn't it? That's what it is. So yes, I'm not proper gay. I don't have intercourse with men constantly. I'm not. To look at me, or to hear me, you would not think that I'm bisexual. You can't really tell whether someone's bi over the phone, but you can tell if people are gay over the phone, or you can tell if they are camp over the phone. That's what I will rephrase it as before I get one of my many viewers writing in complaining how that I'm not one of these demographics that I talk about. Talking about these words like, oh, that's so gay, when you're not talking about someone who puts a cock in someone's ass. They've missed a few, haven't they? I mean, yes, you're not allowed to say, oh, that's so gay, when you're not talking about homosexual male activities. Or you're not allowed to say that's so retarded, or that you're being a retard. You're not allowed to say that anymore. Or what are the other ones? I don't know where we're standing with the describing what colour somebody is. I know that's very sort of all up in the air at the moment. But the one that confuses me, not confuses me, but I think has been missed, is the phrase. It's almost a commonplace phrase that describes somebody's look and somebody's mental capacity. And considering how woke we're all supposed to be now, it doesn't offend me, because nothing really offends me. But when somebody says in conversation, oh yeah, it's plain and simple, I think that is outdated. I think it's wrong. I don't think I've ever used the phrase plain and simple in my life at all. I mean, I can count on one hand how many times I've used the N-word. Not that I'm a racist, but if you've got friends who are dark of skin and you're having a laugh and a joke with them and they get it, they know you don't mean anything by it. I think I've used that word a few times. But plain and simple really grips my shit, and I don't like my shit being gripped. Because you can't help being plain looking, and doubly so, you can't help being simple. I mean, you could if your parents weren't brother and sister. And yes, I am taking the piss. I don't think there's any group. If there was a Facebook group out there full of Karens and social justice warriors saying, "Oh yeah, I don't think it's right for people to use a phrase plain and simple," they're just asking for people to rip the piss out of them. How has there no... I can't even word. This is... I'm getting so carried away I can't word. How is there no people, no groups that are anti plain and simple? We have groups for everything. No, tell a lie. We don't have a group for all lives matter, because that's just... Oh my god! If you are one of those cunts who says all lives matter, you're going to get rounded up. It's very... saying like all lives matter is very, very toxic. I kind of want to go on the balcony and shout it across the harbour, but I'm scared of getting cut down in a hail of bullets. I'm trying to think what other phrases. The thing that irritates me is when people get on the fucking bandwagon or get on their little soapbox and they fight a cause or they take offence for somebody else, but yet they aren't that minority or that demographic. Is it demographic or demographic? Might have to look that one up. We'll go with demographic. Yeah, so you get all these fucking social justice warriors. I know a few, and some of them, like the person I've got in my mind at the moment, they just like to be the centre of attention. And is it demographic? Yeah, it is demographic. These people just like to be a centre of attention, so to enable them to be the centre of attention, they get on one of these causes that people are very sort of, oh yeah, I've got a cause, I must speak out for the silent masses. What about the silent masses who don't want to hear you bumping your gums? Who do we get to fight in our corner? In the underdog corner? Do you think there's a group that are sick of social justice warriors? I would like to hear about a group that are fighting against cancel culture, or being an arsehole. One of these not top knot, but man bun wearing fucking bring a guitar to a fucking party cunts. There's no word for those people. Why is there no word for that? I was in a social situation last year, it feels like, and we all sat around playing PlayStation, doing whatever, and then some social cripple decides, yeah, do you know what they need while they're playing fighting games, or while they're playing shooting games, and we need guitar music, badly done guitar music, and he just wanders around, and you think, why don't you sit down and shut up, or sit down and fuck off, or fuck off and sit down, or any combination of those 8 words? Nobody asked you for your guitar. I really think there should be a word for people who bring guitars to a party, or brings a guitar to a beach. What would it be? Should be a word that they can't say, oh, we're taking that word back. It wants to be something really sort of, I don't know, a word without the meaning is quite hard to deal with. So when they say, oh, I'm taking that word back, they really struggle with it, or it gets them into trouble, or I don't know. But yeah, social justice warriors, words getting taken from us. I mean, I don't go around calling everybody retards, or I don't use the phrase, oh, that's so gay, because there's so many more words in the English language that you don't have to use that type of talk. So yeah, I think everybody just needs to fucking settle the fuck down, put the kettle on, and stop being a bag of cunts. But again, that's using, I've talked about that in the past, people using body parts as an insult, which makes absolutely no sense to me. It doesn't describe the actions of the individual. I mean, if you call someone, oh, you're being a dick, am I? Or stop being a pussy. Now that's different. That has a word back in Old English, or not necessarily Old English, but that has the phrase "don't be a pussy" actually comes from a word, a longer word, that means stop being a coward, or stop being a scaredy cat, and that term got cut down, and that's where the stop being a pussy comes from. It's not as many people think, it's not a slur using the derogatory name for a woman's vagina. It's actually a word in the dictionary, of the English dictionary. So, yeah, you're learning new things every day, which is always good, especially in this climate. I wish people could learn how to use dog shit bags. Or don't just buy a dog for COVID, just to give you a legitimate excuse to go outside. See if that's... So, something I heard on the radio. I got to recall it while trying to do this. It's not exactly the easiest thing. When somebody who is in a man's body and wants to be a woman, or the other way around, or is, I don't know, gender neutral, gender fluid, whatever it is, whatever thing they can't make up their mind. If, say, like the Jenner person, we'll say that because it saves the argument. When you're talking about their bits and pieces, do you say, oh yeah, his vagina, or his breasts, when you're talking about an organ or a feature that is inherently female, and you're supposedly using the correct pronouns, or whatever I think it's pronouns. I'm not an English writer. I know it's nothing to do with the penis is masculine, not the actual word itself, because some languages use a prefix when talking about male or female, masculine or feminine words. And if you're talking about somebody's achievements, so I think Bruce Jenner was an athlete, but the woman Jenner, whatever their name is, wasn't an athlete, because obviously, is that accurate? Because the sporting accolades had been achieved when he was a man, but now he's a woman. And a different name, do they still have those things? Because they wouldn't be able to compete in the same field, because we're not there yet. We're not there having mixed sport. So obviously the individual, the person, whatever sex, colour, whatever, they still achieved a thing, but it's, I don't know. I mean, I admit that I don't know a lot about transgender discussion points. I'm for it. I think everybody should have a choice, and that everybody should be happy. If they can't be happy, they should look at why they can't be happy. Because it's not a thing, oh, I've got no money because of this. You are entitled to be happy. There's no reason, there's no law, there's no group, there's no fucking stigma about being happy. It's a human right to be happy. I mean, yes, try telling some people that, oh, you can smile if you fucking want. And it's like smiles cost money. But yes, I'm pro the whole thing, the whole plan, but I don't know legitimately anything about the issues, or the pronouns. That's one you hear about in the news, or I mean, there's lots that if I had an interview with someone who has transitioned, I'd have like 10 sheets of paper with questions on, not flippant questions, not trying to get get an argument going, but legitimate questions that I would want answered for my own interest. But again, they might not know, because just because you are a man or a woman or whatever you describe yourself as, you don't necessarily know what the answer to X question is, or this question. I mean, I'm trying to think of a question that a man would know the answer to and a woman wouldn't know, like the offside rule. That's the old chestnut, isn't it? I don't know what the offside rule is, because I don't give a shit about those howling ponces who play football. Just the mere mention of Neymar, or whatever his fucking name is, it irritates the hind teeth off me. Or the cricket LBW stuff, leg before wicket, I think. So I'm more familiar with that than I am the offside rule. But it doesn't make me less of a man for not knowing. So to assume that a transgender person, an individual, knows all the answers is probably wrong. Adam, tell us why you hate Neymar so much. Are you a racist? No, I'm not a racist. I don't give a shit what country he's from. He's an overrated football player, gets paid too much, acts like a fucking diva on the pitch. I can back this up with video evidence if people don't believe me. I saw a video yesterday of, I don't know, it was probably sporting fails, let's call it, or sporting wins, or whatever. It's one of those type of videos. And I saw a female football player punching her own dislocated knee back in to place so she could get back on into the game. And she was proper going for it. It wasn't just like little slaps. It was proper fucking digs that would have hurt to get her knee to go back in. That's how hardcore female football players are. And then the next clip was this fucking reprobate scumbag Neymar, who everybody worships as a fucking deity for some reason, and he was sitting on the football pitch, like holding his knee or holding his leg, looking up at the people that are stood above him. And then when a player went to retrieve the ball so the game could continue, Neymar, whatever it's fucking Nemo, whatever he's called, did the worst acting that I've ever seen, rolling around screaming as if somebody had struck him with a fire iron. If you don't know what a fire iron is, it's a piece of metal that you move logs around in with your fire with. So imagine the type of agony that you would see if someone beat you with a fire iron. This guy, this footballer, was rolling around on the pitch after not being touched, just to get somebody else a yellow card or a red card or add extra time. They are possibly the worst human beings I've ever met. Or not ever met, ever witnessed, ever heard of, ever had the misfortune to share a fucking planet with. Why I really don't understand why people in those sorts of professions get paid a disgusting amount of money. I could understand if these reprobates, retards, whatever you... And yes, I will use the term retard because it's a sign of... It's an expression of displeasure. But I'm using a dreaded word. Why they get paid so much when they're not curing cancer single-handedly? If you were curing cancer, if you was one guy or one person in a lab, and you were working 24 hours a day or sleeping 3 hours a day or whatever it was, and curing cancer by yourself, I could understand getting a solid wage out of it. But these despicable human beings, and yeah, you'll get somebody who fucking plays fucking FIFA football on the PlayStation, giving it, oh yeah, you don't know, fuck all. Yes, because I have better things to do with my time. If you back up, if you... What's the word? Defend, that's it. If you defend Premiership footballers, then you need to have a good, long, hard look at yourself. And you need to have a think. Because, yes, most of them, like most American football players, they all have charities or they do charitable work. But how many of those are forced upon you? Like, I think it's in NFL contracts that you have to do charity work. How many people would not do charity work if it wasn't in their contract? I've got 3 people watching me. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Yeah, we're having a little bit of a rant here at the moment. So thank you for joining, listening, and we're doing a little bit of fishing because I've got one more fish to catch, and it's not forthcoming, which is... I say it's not forthcoming, it'll be even... As soon as I say that, I'll get it, but it's not happening yet, and I've been doing this for 45 minutes. And it is night, so that... But yeah, always grateful for everybody's support and listening to my rantings about how disgusting the human race is. Usually when I go out for my walks, it's like before breakfast, so I'm just like hungry, angry. But because I went out for my walk after breakfast, I was sort of alert, I was taking things in. And so yeah, I don't know what's better. Going for a walk when you haven't had breakfast, and you just plough through the walk, you don't pay attention to anybody. It's like being on an army exercise, you just battle through it. But when I've had my breakfast, I'm all sort of paying attention and looking around and taking the day in and noticing things. So yeah, I've got to find not necessarily a happy medium. New record? Oh, I don't want a new record, I want a new catch. record again. So what time is it? It's 1:15. So this afternoon I'll probably play some Neverwinter. It's a D&D MMO, which I'm currently liking at the moment. I was going to play War Thunder, which is a free-to-play tank driving game, but I loaded it up this morning just to see how it is, and it is wank. Some games that are free to play are really good, but some of them are absolutely bollocks. And it's hard. It's not necessarily hard to find a decent free to play game, because Fortnite is free to play, and they seem to have knocked it on the head in a good way. But I mean, their pay to play model, this save the world thing, is, I don't know, sadly lacking. I mean, yeah, it was good for a laugh, good for a while. It's good when other people play, but it's nothing compared to the Battle Royale mode. I don't know, other games that are free to play, PUBG, that seems to have fallen by the wayside. Nobody's playing PUBG that I'm aware of. Obviously I'm generalising, there's probably thousands of people playing PUBG. Warzone, that's very popular. Everybody seems to be playing Warzone. But you don't hear a lot about people playing the multiplayer modes in Cold War or Modern Warfare. Oh, come on! It's this fucking one fish. Found in coastal areas. Blue small fry. I just want to catch the one fish. Come on, well, that's it. I've got no metal either. Oh, that's better. Oh, no, not again. Now, anyone who knows me will know that I watch a show on English TV called Grand Designs, and other countries have bought Grand Designs, so it's not just an English TV show. It's about house building, building sort of nice, sort of unique looking houses. which is all good. But it is very rich white people dominated. Obviously, if you're poor, you're not going to have an interest in building your house. You're not going to do it like 10 bricks at a time over 100 years or something equally as daft. But I've been watching Grand Designs, not religiously, but I've been watching Grand Designs for a long time. And I'm just trying to recall in my mind. No, off the top of my mind, off the top of my memory, I've never seen a person on Grand Designs who was dark of skin. And I'm really trying to piece together why. Bearing in mind it's Channel 4, and Channel 4 used to be the most hip, up-to-date, woke channel. I mean, back in the 90s, it wasn't mainstream. You'd have people saying cunt and bollocks all the time on Channel 4, and not. It used to be a lot more freer of expression. But considering the time we live in and all of this type of stuff, why aren't there any black people on Grand Designs? Do rich black people not have any interest in building their own houses? I assume that there are rich black people, but it can't be that gross that there isn't any rich black people. There has to be. There can't be. So why hasn't Channel 4 found these rich black people who want to make their own house? Are these... I mean, I say you have to be rich to want to build your own house. I mean, you can have your own money, you can have money you've saved. It doesn't... We would have to qualify the term rich as well. So, black people, are they not interested in possessions or house shit type stuff? Are they not interested in like Swedish inspired houses or huff houses, or what is the... what's happening? I mean, I'm not black, so I can't answer this. I could have a guess at educating, or I could have an educated guess. That's what I'm talking about. I think I need some lunch. If you know why, please put words in the comment section and tell me why. why there aren't any black people on Grand Designs. And if there are, let me know of the episode so I can watch it. I'm sure my brother will have a reason. Come on. I don't know how many Vendetta floppers I've caught. Oh. Oh, right, okay. So I'm going to hold it there. I'm going to go and get some food. My name's Damage. This is Fortnite Fishing. That's not what I want, is it? No. Yeah. Hit that like. Put some words in the comment section. Thank you for all your support. Catch me later on for some Warzone or Neverwinter. No, Neverwinter. I think we're going to do some Neverwinter. So yeah. Thank you very much. And see you all later.